国際連合総会議長
Dear brothers and sisters, I am honored and deeply moved to be with you on this most solemn moment. In occasion, we remember one of the greatest atrocities the world has ever witnessed. I am here today as President of the General Assembly of the United Nations, but also in my personal capacity as a Roman Catholic priest and a disciple of Jesus of Nazareth. I want also from the depths of my heart to seek forgiveness from all my brothers and sisters in Japan for the fact that the captain of the faithful B-29 Enola Gay, Paul Tibbets, may he rest in peace, was a member of my church. I am consoled to a certain degree that Father George Sableka, the Catholic chaplain of the mission, recognized after the event that this was one of the worst imaginable betrayals of the teachings of Jesus. In the name of my church, I ask your forgiveness. 64 years later, the gruesome reality of atomic destruction has lost none of its power to inspire grief and terror and righteous anger. We cannot, have not, and will not succeed in eliminating the danger of nuclear weapons being used again, unless and until we have eliminated nuclear weapons from the face of the earth, and until we have placed the capacity for making those weapons under reliable and lasting international control. I understand that this is a tall order, full of technical and political complexities. Yet, if we are to keep faith with the victims and survivors of the first nuclear terror, we must resolve here and now to take convincing action to begin working toward the explicit goal of complete nuclear disarmament, taking into account that Japan is the only country in the world that has experienced the atrocity of nuclear bombardment, and that furthermore, Japan has given the world a magnificent example of forgiveness and reconciliation. I believe that Japan is the country with the most moral authority to convene the nuclear powers to this emblematic city of peace, holy Hiroshima, and begin in earnest the process to lead our world back to sanity by starting the way to zero tolerance of nuclear weapons in the world. Thank you.
国際連合事務総長
Message from the Secretary General of the United Nations, Ban Ki-moon. Every year, on the 6th of August, we honor the memories of the countless men, women, and children who perished in the attacks on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and we pay our respects to the Hibakusha and their families, whose lives have been unfathomably devastated. We also use this day to reflect on the lessons of August 1945. We must never forget not only the horrific effects of nuclear weapons, but also the human cost of war itself as a means of resolving disputes. The attacks brought to the world to a crossroads. Nuclear weapons and the United Nations were born on that same year. One offering a so-called peace based on terror and destruction. The other, a peace co-created by nations through debate, compromise, the rule of law, human rights, the pursuit of justice, and economic prosperity. Today is therefore not just a day to remember the past, but a day to recommit to a common future of peace, a world free of nuclear weapons. Some say this is impossible, and that security can only be achieved by acquiring nuclear weapons. Yet, we are witnessing today a cascade of new and powerful ideas for security through the elimination of nuclear weapons. All the nuclear weapon states officially support this goal. Civil society initiatives appear with great frequency. Last October, I launched a 5-point proposal that contains practical, realistic steps the international community can take, and which rests on my conviction that nuclear disarmament is the only reliable way to prevent any further use of such weapons. To build on this momentum, next month's observation of the International Day of Peace will seek to mobilize the world to advance the disarmament and non-proliferation agenda. We have the power to build a world free of nuclear weapons. I call on all humanity to support this sensible and achievable goal. Let us each do our part to this common journey, and thereby ensure that there will be no more victims such as those that we honor today. Thank you.